Legends 6-inch review on Spider-Man from his Homecoming action figure. This is part of the Vulture Wings Build-A-Figure wave. And truly a surprise in that this is an incredible action figure of Spider-Man. In fact, it is one of the best Spider-Man figures Hasbro has produced in years in terms of top quality. And he does have a few accessories here, swap out hands and an extra head, which we'll get to in a minute. But the first thing to notice is he has the underarm webbing under the arms here. These pieces fall off quickly and easily, so I'm going to take it out and then show the rest of the review. And you can't get too many poses out of it. You get a lot more poses without that arm webbing. So how it attaches is it's right under the arm here. It's a little piece. And now I just want to show the details of the figure. It has the Homecoming insignia done properly here. The webbing is not painted on, it is sculpt detail. Usually Hasbro just paints it, but they went all out in terms of sculpting here. It looks like 100% original mold, possibly here on Hasbro's end. You see here, look at the back spider. You see the unique sculpting and how it's raised up there. The detailing. Look at this. They really did pay attention to the detailing in terms of getting it right for this figure. See the hands here. He does have swap out hands, so I'm just going to swap out this hand, the web shooting hand. So this is what it looks like. If you wanted the two closed fisted look for the character. You can see the detailing on the hands. This is if you want the web shooting pose for the hands. You have that option. Usually best to have a mix of both. And the head, let's take a look at this. Has the big eyes. This one I think looks a little better for a display. I'm gonna switch this out. This is the other head sculpt. Either one is fine. Looks really cool. So I give you some options. You got the extra head, the extra pair of hands, and the two underarm webbing there. There is so much going on. And look at this. The hip articulation Hasbro fixed compared to previous Spider-Man figures. Detailing. It is about 6 1/4 inches tall. The head is on a ball joint. Good range down, up, to the sides. It has the butterfly in or out arm articulation. Hasbro usually doesn't do that for their figures, but really works well on a Spider-Man figure. And a ball jointed shoulder, up, down, in or out, with a swivel bicep and a double elbow articulation. Swivel wrists and could go in or out. Check out the pivot torso. Great range and swivel waist. And the hips on a ball joint. Wide range stance. Up and down real well. Swivel thighs. Double knees. With a good range there. And ankles on a pivot and to the sides. But this thing is really like for Hasbro end, hyper articulated in terms of the posability. You know, many people consider for Hasbro the Pizza Spider-Man as the best Spider-Man figure that Hasbro has made. But this, in terms of the proportions, the sculpt, and the articulation, this is a better figure than Pizza Spidey, even if it is the movie costume. But I think it also sets a new standard for Spider-Man figures. Now that Hasbro has made this, they have got to make a comic version that is good as this in terms of proportion, articulation, detailing. This has set the new standard. Because Hasbro usually has painted webs for the comics, this was sculpted. So we need sculpting webs, Hasbro, for a future figure for the comic look, as well as the proportions here for the torso, the height, the scale. This has set the next level. Now hopefully Hasbro will make a Spider-Man comic version as well as this. So overall, what do I think of this Spider-Man figure from the Homecoming wave that Hasbro made? And I was totally surprised by Hasbro. This is one of the best Spider-Man figures that they've made, period. In terms of the articulation, the fun factor, and the high quality, it really astounded me that when I got this figure out of the package, how well put together this figure was, how well made it was, the high quality, the articulation, the detailing. Again, this is one of the best Spider-Man Hasbro figures that they've produced. The only little thing is, and it's nice that they gave you the underarm webbing, it doesn't hold up too well and it's very small. It's hard to pose just right. You're not going to get too many poses for the arm webbing that will look good for a display. But other than that, I mean, this is totally a surprise in the quality and the fun factor. I guess Hasbro, it's a good sign for future Spider-Man figures that maybe if they make more future comic versions with an all-new sculpt, that even though the Pizza Spider-Man is nicely made for the comic version, I think Hasbro could do better. And seeing this figure reminds me that yes, if they make future comic versions in the classic costume, Hasbro can do better. Because what you see here is better than previous Hasbro efforts, in my opinion. And so, definite, if you don't have it, if you want a movie figure, be on the lookout for this, get it. It won't disappoint. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later.